Hello, everyone. Welcome back to yet another political episode. So, if things can't get worse for the Democrats, they're just so demented and just so stupid. I mean, I can't even comprehend the stupidity of this party. Oh my gosh. They are literally doubling down on one of the sole factors of what made them lose so badly. And we have a swing state governor, Tony Evers, who has the audacity to create this executive proposal, whatever he wants. He says, we're going to change the legal, or said, oh yes, it says he wants to remove gendered words from mother or father from the law. In other words, replacing it with a inseminated person, meaning this is, as you know, in regards to non-binary, the non-binary woke ideology. Democrats, they can't help themselves. They think that, they can't even define what a mother and what a father is. A mother and a father can be anyone, ideally. They are stressing, making it such a big deal. Guys, I wouldn't even care if let's just say a 24-year-old, and now I don't want to make it sound like he's a creep or anything, but legally, an independent man, 24 years old, can adopt a child from the orphanage. I would consider that 24-year-old kid, whatever you want, to be a father. That's how it goes. It's not that complicated. And besides, we have mother, father. What about guardian? What about parent? Well, apparently, those words don't matter at all in Wisconsin. Well, I wouldn't say Wisconsin. Wisconsin's revolting. Thank you. And what stupid time to do this than a month before a very crucial general election in which you got a Supreme Court seat. Democrats want to keep their Supreme Court majority. If, of course, and we hope they don't, they will keep the Supreme Court, obviously. But if they lose a seat, it's a seat into the wrong direction. They are losing than gaining. And that says a lot. They also have a superintendent of public instruction seat. They are likely to keep that. I'm just saying that Democrats have held that office since 2002. Not 2002. 2003. Yeah, not 2003. I'm superintendent of public instruction. I want to believe it was 2007. But they've had that since 17 years. All I'm saying is, early 2000s, late 2000s, it's going to be a challenge for Republicans to win that unless Republicans make that big argument, say, hey, look, this is what our education system under Democrats, and it's true. We are so concerned about pronouns and teachers. We keep having these teachers that think it's all about them. They want to just throw around their crud and their garbage about them. And we don't care about you. We care about you as a person. But no one wants to know about your gender and what you identify as. It's like saying, hi, I'm a Christian man. I'm a Catholic man. This is what I do every day. When I get home, I pray the rosary, or I go to church, I read the Bible. No one cares, really. No one cares. We're here to learn. This is And I can guarantee you, if we had a teacher like that, the left would revolt. They can't stand Christian teachers. Are you kidding? So it's kind of ironic. And ultimately, I think we should learn a little bit more about what Governor Evers is obviously trying to implement and what Wisconsinites are going to think about this. So let's just take a look at this local station. Okay, I did not ask for a ad, but I guess ads are inevitable on this source. But yes, you get what I'm saying. Okay, here we go.
That would change the word mother to inseminated person. Our Wisconsin State Capitol Bureau Chief Vanessa Kelson has more on the bill and the widespread reaction it's garnering.
From tech billionaire Elon Musk describing the bill as messed up, to Packers legend Brett Favre describing it as nonsense, the Wisconsin governor is in the spotlight for using what he calls gender-neutral language in his executive budget bill.
What the Republicans say is a lie. So of course I'm pretty PO'd about that.
The online outrage is sparked by the bill's artificial insemination, or IVF section, where the language, quote, the husband of the mother, was changed to, quote, the spouse of the inseminated person.
All we want is to make sure that moms and dads have the legal, things have been taken care of legally so that moms can have a year of service from an OBGYN.
The bill, introduced Friday, looks to recognize same-sex marriages by using gender-neutral language. The terms like wife, husband, mother, and father are replaced by spouse or person. The executive director of the Republican Governors Association releasing a statement, quote, if Tony Evers can reduce motherhood to an inseminated person, then our society is lost. But Governor Evers says these reactions are all semantics.
It's mainly Republicans looking for an advantage during the time when they're under attack. That's what I think. That's their problem, not mine.
From the Wisconsin State Capitol, Vanessa Kelson.
So apparently,
do not.
Okay, that's not important. But you get what I'm saying. So according to Tony Evers, or Evers, whatever his name is, gay people, trans people are under attack. Well, no one is saying that trans people can't exist. No, trans people just can't go into the bathroom, okay? I don't care. Trans women can't play in women's sports. Oh, that's so discriminatory. Well, let's think. Put our emotions aside. Using logistics, you will always have the capabilities of a man. The genetic buildup and the stamina of a man. I don't get what these people are thinking about. That they're a woman. They identify as a woman. That doesn't mean they are a woman. They can jack as much hormones as they want. They can take as many surgeries. That's not going to do anything. You still have the buildup of a man. From birth to now, you're a man. It's just ridiculous. 80% of Americans say that, hey, look, we shouldn't have these extreme surgeries for minors. We shouldn't allow these grown men in women's sports. And we have the governor of Maine that says, no. We're going to allow kids, minors, to continue to get these life-changing surgeries. They don't know what they're doing. They're kids. They are kids, and they're committing to something that's permanent, that has too much consequences, and we're letting kids make these decisions? This is woke activism. And we know woke activism doesn't make sense, and it doesn't have to make sense. Tony Evers is no different than the governor of Maine. He's saying, let's change the the definition of mother to the spouse of the inseminated person in regards to IVF. I don't care. Tony Evers can be that stupid and dumb because he's acting like Wisconsin's Minnesota. And who knows, it might be in the future, but right now, no way. If Wisconsin was Minnesota, it would have went to Kamala Harris. It's not a Minnesota. Period. It's a swing state. Ideologically divided state. And the last thing Democrats need is this clown, Tony Evers, proposing radical and far-left changes. And this is why people don't want to be a part of the Democratic Party. It's too feminine, and it's too extreme. It's too woke. They seem to care about titles. They care about titles, guys. They're angry about the Gulf of Mexico being changed to the Gulf of America. Well, that must be hate and bigotry to me because you're using the Gulf's wrong pronouns. It identifies as the Gulf of America now. I mean, let's use that logic. No, it's not. Ideally, it's not the same, but it's a person. This is about persons. Whatever. All I can tell you is Tony Evers gave a plaque of gold to the Republicans, to the Brad Schimmel campaign. And because more polls have indicated that Brad Schimmel would win, except for one poll, the TIPP poll, that says that Brad Schimmel and Susan Crawford were tie. And this is a poll taken a couple days ago, like I would say a long time ago, not pretty long ago. But I would expect more polls after this. And I wouldn't be surprised to see that Susan Crawford would get a poll or something like that. We got to remember, I think we got to take these polls and we got to throw them in the trash, guys. We got to take the registration and the fundraising. Oh, good fundraising for Republicans. Throw them in the trash. Guys, this is not... Looking at the polls right now, this is not going to help us win. Ideally, yes, polls say we are going to win, but we cannot let ourselves become complacent. We cannot let ourselves think, we're going to win this thing, even though polls have proved that it could be wrong. Fundraising has definitely proved that things can go wrong. And what I'm looking at right now is the polls are tightening for Susan Crawford. Yeah, you'll see 45% Crawford gained. Let's just see. I would imagine 2 points from the latest poll. And my average, my calculations would be a Brad Schimmel win by... I'm not so sure, but probably a Brad Schimmel win by 2. A 2-point win for Brad Schimmel by average. So we can actually take out the Cook political swing-o-meter and calculate this. Yeah, you'll see right now this is a Kamala Harris. So this is still set on 2020, and I wish they would update this as 2024. But let's just say, ideally, more voters from the white, non-college graduate urban class come out and vote. Okay, this is already ideally a 1.7 win the other direction. Let's just say 60%, 1.2 white non-college. I do think college students would come over and support, they're woke, especially from Dane County. So it's a pretty close race. African American, I think it would dip down a little bit due to low turnout. Asian, it would dip down. Hispanic, dip down. So maybe we'll give white non-college graduates a little bit more. Okay, so this would probably be an idea on what it would kind of look like in this scenario. This is a Republican +2, much bigger victory. You'll see Door County, 1.3 for Republicans. Greene, barely going in for Republicans. Sauk County, 2 points. Portage County, 0.2. So, yeah, I would expect, we can't underestimate these Democrats, guys, especially in Wisconsin. Wisconsin Democrats have had the tendency to win these type of races. 2023, you couldn't say, it was all abortion. Well, you can't necessarily say the same thing about 2022, about 2020, because 2020 was a massacre for the conservative Daniel Kelly. I mean, he got kicked out as an incumbent. This is ridiculous. I would say maybe it's Daniel Kelly. I don't know who Daniel Kelly, what he did, or his decisions, but I think overall it was low turnout. Just low turnout altogether, lack of momentum. But I think being optimistic now, we have a better chance this time. Not because Wisconsin went Republican. No. That actually has nothing to do with 2024 is in the past, guys. It has nothing to do with this race. And a lot of people seem it does, and it doesn't. Because 2021, a lot of Democrats thought, the 2021 Virginia race, it's going for Democrats because Biden won the state by 10. No, it's the gubernatorial races. The cocktail effect does not work. It only works with that year, right? A gubernatorial race in a presidential year, then it will work. But obviously, the cocktail effect will not work here. Obviously now, there's always going to be the type of voters that don't like and disapprove of what Donald Trump is doing in regards, and I think he's doing a good job. But, there's always someone who has a problem about something. So just keep that in mind. But then again, that doesn't mean Republicans will succeed. I think they will. And just keep your expectations. My expectations are low for Brad Schimmel. So far, we're seeing a 30% performance, 40% performance. We're seeing victories for Brad Schimmel. That's good. We know Brad Schimmel. He's a recognized figure. He was the attorney general. Sure, he lost re-election in 2018. Does that mean he's unpopular? Does it mean he's just I don't know. I think it was just a blue wave year altogether, especially in Wisconsin in 2018. But I think Brad Schimmel, that was like a wake-up call for him, and he kind of knows, looking at that 2018 race, how to run this race now. And I think overall, 6 years later, I want to believe, not 6 years, 5 years later from 2018, I think overall people have a better, you're back again, but we had 5 years away from you. We can now, we are willing to have you back in again. We're going to give you another chance. They're more likely to do that with a 5-year gap than, let's just say, running again in, let's just say 2020 for whatever race they had, the Supreme Court race there. That would have been the likelihood that in that scenario. But obviously, I would not get concerned about that. Susan Crawford, we've seen scenarios where in other words, let's see, 2012 United States Senate election, we had a very popular Tommy Thompson. No, this is not Tommy Thompson. What do we think about? Okay, yeah, Tommy Thompson, very popular, well liked. I think he was just, people liked him back then. I think they still do, but Wisconsin's got woke, a little bit more woke than what it was when he ran a long time ago. He defeated Tony Earl, and he carried every, even liberal Dane County, which was amazing, actually. He just couldn't carry the Native American county of Menominee. But he 67%, that's almost 70% of the popular vote. He carried liberal Douglas County by 60%. Yeah, it was the Republican Revolution of 1994, and everyone thought, oh, he has a great chance of winning. And this dark horse candidate named Tammy Baldwin, who she was a U.S. representative. I guess it was more because she was a congresswoman, incumbent congresswoman. And Tommy Thompson was technically retired, okay? Retired. And you would think, being a stigma, LGBT was a stigma back then. Tammy Baldwin going around saying that she's going to be the first openly gay U.S. senator from Wisconsin. That would have hurt her a little bit, but no, actually, it didn't. It didn't benefit her. But obviously, there's going to be people that will vote for Tommy Thompson, that name recognition. And out of everyone, Tommy Thompson, that name recognition rings a bell. But Tammy Baldwin, everyone knows that she's the incumbent. No, not incumbent, but a current serving politician in the United States Congress. That is a beneficiary. Democrats can make the argument that, Susan Crawford being a judge, she does have the upper hand. Well, Brad Schimmel, he's also a judge, and he's also incumbent. So it's kind of hard to say how that argument's going to work out. But honestly, I think we have better chances now in regards to the Supreme Court race. But what do you guys think in regards to this video? Let me know down below. And as always, I'll see you all in the next political episode.